learn how to make dragon rolls. Now the first thing you'll need for this is unagi, otherwise known as eel, and it's really hard to find in the United States, so you'll probably have to get some frozen packages like we just showed. And honestly, you might have to microwave it for a minute or two to get it thawed, but once you do get it out of the package and on your cutting board, you want to slice it in the sections like we're showing here at a slight angle. And you'll see our Japan housewife is showing that angle right there. You want to go ahead and just slice it just like so, all the way across. And for those of you who have grown up in the Western world, I'll let you know that some of my students when I was in Japan, we used to take field trips to go to the river to catch eel out of the river, and that is certainly not for the squeamish like myself, but nonetheless I really do enjoy eating it on top of my sushi. So as you can see here, you do have to be a little bit careful, because when it's not fresh like you can get in Japan, you have to heat it up a little bit. It gets a little flaky, and if you're not gentle, you'll end up just tearing it all apart like some fish does tend to get. So there you go. You see our housewife is being very careful to be sure to get those cuts the same width and to keep them nice and clean. And one thing here too that really helps a ton is a nice sharp knife. We're using a very special knife here that is extremely sharp. That's why she's being extra careful, and also that's why we're getting such clean cuts, even though it may not always look like that. So there we are, almost at the end. There you go, that's what you want it to look like. Right there, that's what we're going for. So once you have your eel cut, the next thing we're going to put inside of our sushi is, of course, cucumber here, and we're going to show you how to cut it properly. Basically, it's already cut to the length of the seaweed that we're using for the base of the sushi roll. And you'll see that knife just glides right through the cucumber, and those are the sides of the cuts we're looking for right there. So our housewife's going to be kind enough to show us one, and there we go. That's what we're looking for right there. And we'll also need crab sticks. 2 will be enough for this one, and my favorite, the avocado. Go ahead and slice it this way, get those nice even sized cuts to go ahead and put inside of our sushi just like so. And the avocado cuts up real easy with any knife you use typically, but you see this one's cut really clean. And the other thing you want to do when you cut your avocado is to go ahead and put lemon on top of it like so. Go ahead and squeeze lemon juice on top of it. That keeps it from turning brown inside of your sushi. So when you cut it like so and put the lemon juice on top, you're all set to go. Now, the other thing we have here is shrimp tempura. Please see our other video on how to make that. We explain how to make that very thoroughly. That's what's going to go inside of it as well. And here we've already pulled the tails off of the shrimp tempura, so it's all ready to go inside. So there's no extra steps here that we need to show. And you'll see we're filling out the sushi as best we can to make sure that there's no open spots for someone who gets a piece that's missing any of the ingredients. And we go ahead here, we're just lining up the avocado like so, right along there. There we go. Now the next step is to roll it up. You'll see we're pulling it up and over, and we're using the specialty rolls like the dragon roll use a smaller rice base, and if you certainly watch another video on how to do that. And one of the challenges is always to get it roll up nice. You can see sometimes it's a little more difficult than it looks to be sure to get all of that inside the roll, but our Japanese housewife did an excellent job today. And there we go, that's what we're looking for. So you can unwrap it and be sure to get rolled all the way over. Now the next step is to go ahead and take that eel that we just cut up and lay it across the top like so. And there really isn't much of a trick to it. You just want to be sure to get a nice even coating of that eel across the top of the sushi. There you go. And just keep lining it up like so. One after another, making sure it's even and covering like so. There you go. Now once we get to that point, the next step is to put a piece of saran wrap over the top, and next grab our bamboo maki thing to go ahead and squeeze the sushi one more time and make sure that the eel is really, we don't want to smash it, but we want to make sure the whole thing becomes one piece. And then we pulled it off. Here's a little trick we do for these rolls, and we don't do it for all of them, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add sauce now. A lot of restaurants do it after, they make it very aesthetic looking, and that's fine. For some reason with our dragon rolls, we like to go ahead and put on the eel sauce now. It's a very sweet sauce for those of you who don't know what it is. And then we want to put the saran wrap on again. This really helps keep the sauce in the eel, and we just like it with our dragon rolls. Just one of the crazy quirks we do, and all the guests at our house really like that as well. So here the Japan housewife is wiping the knife after each time on a clean rag that has been soaked in the rice vinegar and water mixture that we use to keep our hands unsticky, and that really helps us cut through the saran wrap and the roll like you're seeing here. That gives you nice clean cuts and gives you really nice sushi to display after the fact. So there you go, you can see we're just cutting right down the line like so. Just we can get that last little piece too right there. And after that, we've taken off the saran wrap and we put our rolls out to display like so. And there you go. That's the dragon roll, and these turned out great. We hope you enjoy making them at your house as much as we did enjoying making them at ours. Thanks for watching. We appreciate likes and comments. Please remember to subscribe.